Hello and welcome back. Today we are talking about our higher self, what that even means, and how Kundalini helps us to activate our intuition and all the gifts that come with that. So what is our higher self? We have many different paths that we can choose, and we have a destiny that we can either fulfill and live that path of Dharma or live a path of karma, lessons that we have to learn over and over and over again. The practice of Kundalini helps us to step onto this path of Dharma and destiny, helping to awaken us to the wisdom, the clarity of why we are meant to be here and what we are meant to share during this lifetime. So our higher self is the access that we have to this space of our truth. And in Kundalini, we say Sat Nam to end a practice or to bring in this energy of I am truth, to tap into our truth. And things that might take us away from our truth is our ego, is competition, comparison. All of these lower frequency things can take us out of the space of our truth and clarity to our higher self. So the practice helps us to sift through these lower frequency emotions, whether it be frustration, anger, comparison, greed, jealousy, whatever it may be, and come into this space of acceptance of our truth, who we are meant to be here. And we, in every moment, we have access to our ego or we have access to our expanded and higher self. And you can actually try an experiment and a little exercise. And in a moment where you have a reaction, you can ask yourself, what is the ego's voice and what is the voice of my higher self and expanded self? And each and every time you will be able to gain more clarity of those two voices within your head. And as you continue to do this exercise, you can consciously choose the energy, the frequency of the more expanded version of you. We have many different versions that live within us. We have many different versions of ourselves that are perceived by others. And our practice here, our Kundalini practice, helps us to tap into our highest timeline and the highest version of ourself. And as I said before, it helps us to tap into this energy of Dharma, fulfilling our purpose, rather than reliving over and over and not learning from hard situations. When we come across a challenge, the practice gives us the wisdom to be able to take it and look at it as a lesson. What can we learn from this? How can we expand through this? And then make that choice and take it with us to continue on this expansive path. Our higher self also is the version of us that has access to intuition and even telepathy. And right now, the energy on earth is absolutely supporting us to access these higher levels of intuition. Our sixth sense is becoming one of the most primary senses, especially while we're here living through the Aquarian age, also known as the age of information. We're bombarded with so much information. Over information. And what's most important right now is that we can tap into the voice of our higher self. We can access our intuition to know what is meant for us. Also, so that we could see clearly through any illusions that may be out there. There can be a lot of manipulation as well in the media or just out there in the world. And by activating our intuition, we're able to see through the illusion and truly know what aligns with our personal truth. And again, that doesn't need to be in alignment with anyone else's personal truth but our own. So I want to share with you how Kundalini helps us to actually activate our intuition. And that's because it is a practice that activates the endocrine system, and it allows us to activate the hypothalamus as well as the pineal and the pituitary gland. And in combination, when we activate these glands in our body, we're able to access this higher wisdom, also known as our intuition. The practices help us to become super sensitive so that we actually can harness this energy of the antennae that exist within us to be able to receive information through energy and also send out information through energy. During the Piscean age, which you may have heard of, which came before this age we're living in, the Aquarian age, it was all about structures, hierarchy, information, being told what to do and just doing those things, the structures that have always been in place. Now, as we move into the Aquarian age, it is the age of energy consciousness. So yes, there is a ton of information, but it is up to us to be able to take it in as energy and sense with this heightened sensitivity that we activate through this practice, sense what is truth for us, what may resonate with us, and be able to not only receive information that way, but also give out information that way. In the Aquarian age, our energy is going to lead the way for us, for our experiences and for our opportunities. And by accessing our higher self, we're able to have more of an impact in that area. We're able to access our intuition. The other thing that you may start to experience as you practice Kundalini, not only that direct access to your higher self, but instant communication and telepathy with other people. You may think of someone, you might send them a mental message and they can receive it, or they may text you immediately after. This is not woo-woo in the age of Aquarius. This is how we start to communicate. And this is all through, again, accessing and heightening the powers that we have within us by activating those two glands. So, how are these glands activated through Kundalini anyway? Well, the breath helps us to activate these glands. It helps us to actually activate and move a lot through the lymph system. But specific breathworks and meditations help us to activate the pineal and pituitary gland, and specific mudras and eye gazes as well. So based on how we have our fingers placed in a meditation is going to light up different areas of our brain, and how we look or where we look with our eye gaze is also going to help activate these specific areas of the brain and the glands as well. There are many different activities we can do to activate our intuition. One of them, just closing the eyes, looking up to the third eye point and breathing long, slowly, and deeply. Looking up to the third eye helps to activate the pituitary and the pineal gland, opening up that third eye center and allowing us to awaken to our intuition. There are plenty more meditations as well, and you can find them on my app or on my website, evolvedbyerika.com. I'm going to link some intuition meditations below if you're interested in continuing to practice to help enhance and activate your intuition. The link will give you access to a 7-day completely free trial where you can have access to not only the intuition meditations, but over 500 meditations, all ranging from 3 minutes to 1 hour, for every and anything you can possibly need. And with that, I also go live each week on the app. You can join us for a live meditation as well. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy the information here, please subscribe to the channel so you can be alerted each time I share something new about Kundalini or the spiritual journey. Like this video, comment below if there's anything you want me to go a bit deeper in. And you could also feel free to follow along with my journey on Instagram and TikTok at incal.xcal. Thank you so much for being here, and continue to tap into your higher self.